Why do athletes choke, and why do some athletes not choke? In terms of golf, a lot of people would say that is technique and experience, albeit both are obviously very good things to have in your bag, so to speak. It's good to have some experience, so you've learned, provided that you've learned from the experience, and it's good to have a solid technique. Now, in terms of a solid technique, most people or most coaches would say a solid technique is something that is aesthetically pleasing or mechanically sound. Where I am of the other belief, a solid technique is something that you own. Like Ben Hogan would say, or Mo Norm would say, you got to own your own swing, right? So it doesn't really make a difference what it looks like once you own it, once you know what it's going to do when it needs to be done, and under certain conditions, what's going to happen. So I am more of the mindset of that what distinguishes people or players, or even just, the ordinary Joe that goes out and plays on a Wednesday or Tuesday with the lads or the girls or whatever, is the mindset, is the mentality. If we can appreciate that we all have a pre-written program inside of us in the subconscious mind, and that over 90% of that is not actually positive. It's leaning more, science has shown that it's actually more negative and self-sabotaging. So if we can then move into a position where we might be in a position to win or create some history or do something that is, of significance, that whilst we are consciously thinking in that moment in time of trying to, execute the perfect shot or a shot that needs to be executed in order to put yourself in the position or to win, that we have left the steering wheel unattended, and the pre-written program, which is over 90% negative and self-sabotaging, is, so to speak, driving the car. And if those thoughts that are in the subconscious that are of self-sabotaging, not worthy, I don't deserve this, I'm not good enough, etc., 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 what do you think is going to happen? And then obviously after this happens, this predicted future already happens because it's a pre-written program, you then go on to say, it's happened again. And then comes in the negative thought again to feed the subconscious of, I am obviously not good enough. I obviously don't know how to win. And this is all being run in the background. And sometimes you mightn't even be aware of it. And that's why some people get offended when you say to them, are you aware of this? That you're like your dad, or you're like your mom, or you act exactly like this way. And they get offended and they might actually get angry because they're not actually aware of it. They can't actually see what they're doing because it's a subconscious pattern. It's like a pre-written program. They just keep running them, running them, running. They don't even know what's happening. So it's the same with the golf or with any kind of sporting event or any sports at all, that it's a pre-written program running in the background. And if you're unaware of it, you could possibly be feeding it more and more and more instead of actually changing it. And as I've said before, to change the subconscious mind, it's a habitual mind. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of effort, but it's so worth it because it'll bring you to the place where you want to be. So again, going back to why players choke and why players don't choke, I thoroughly believe it's all down to mentality, not necessarily technique. Obviously, you need a certain standard of technique, but if you're already at the standard where you have an opportunity to win a major or something like this, obviously you have the talent and the ability to get there. What is it that's going to take you over the finish line? And my belief is mentality. Understanding that you have pre-written programs that are over 90% negative and self-sabotaging, and then how to rewrite those programs. Talk to your coach about it. If they know anything about it, probably not. Or find someone who does. Find someone who can help you understand your modalities, understand and help you to spot or identify triggers and habits that you might not be aware of, and then how to rewrite them, how to fix them, how to be conscious of them, and how to set a program out so you can start developing the thinking process and the rewriting programs that you want to have in order for you to be more successful. I hope this was of some value to somebody. If so, leave a comment below and let me know if there's anything else that you would like me to talk about in terms of mentality or golf or sports or, psychology or anything at all. All right. Thanks for watching.